Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel, Running with Scissors. Can you believe it? I finally come to the end of this edition of the Fabric Wheel of Fate. Stay tuned. Okay, I put 6 fabrics on my wheel. I usually do 6. I did 8 one time and that was just too many. 6 seems to be the perfect number. I finished number 6 a couple days ago. And I will have to tell you, I don't think I had any duds. All 6 came out really nice. Of the 6 I made, 4 were for myself, and I made the other 2 for 2 of my granddaughters. So let's talk about the last make, and then I'm going to talk to you and show you the other makes to kind of fill you in on everything I've done since I started this particular edition of the Fabric Wheel of Fate. Now, the last fabric that came up was that fleece back twill. I'd never sewn with it. I didn't know what to do with it, but so many of you suggested making a vest. I've never made a vest. I don't actually wear a vest, but I may just start now. It has a separating zipper. I've never done that before, and I was a little intimidated by it, but I don't know why, because I don't know, I found it to be easier to do that than to put on a regular zipper. And I can't wait to show it to you. First of all, when I finally decided, yes, I'll go ahead and make a vest, I went through my patterns and I came up with this one. It's a McCalls from 2003. It's McCalls 4227. And the one I made was this one up here, where my finger is. Let me show you the line drawings. If you notice, the paper's kind of yellowed. I got this from a thrift store, and I'm sure the paper used to be white. So there's the line drawings. Wasn't hard to sew. It actually came out pretty good, I think. So let me show it to you, and we'll talk about it. Here it is. There's the front. There's the back. Has a collar. I decided to put on a little zipper pull. I thought about putting one down here on the pocket, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I didn't do that. Now, you're going to notice there's only one pocket on this, and if you saw when I held up the pattern, there was 2 pockets. I'm going to tell you about that pocket. I put this one on. It was perfect. It was great. I loved it. I made the other pocket. I put it on. It was crooked. It looked terrible. Then I had to decide, did I want to try and fix that pocket and get it to where it looked, even with the other one? I think that's the problem I have with patch pockets, especially when you're having 2 of them, to make sure they are even and straight. I know you can make a template out of a piece of cardboard and kind of wrap your fabric around. Well, this fabric does not hold a crease very well because of the nature of the fabric. And I don't think that would have worked. Well, after thinking about it and looking at it, I decided, you can tell me what you think, I think it looks okay with just 1 pocket. That way I have 1 perfect pocket and I don't have to stress about getting the other pocket to be just right. So I took that one off. So I'll probably just take the zipper out. This does have a zipper. Take the zipper out and use it for something else. So yeah, it has a zipper. I'm trying to unzip it and hold this at the same time. Let's see if can I do that? Well, I don't know if I can or not. Let's see. There we go. Hold it with my chin. You got a zip pocket right here. And when I try this on, I'll show you the separating zipper. But I think it came out really nice. But the inside of it has got that fleece I was talking about. Really soft. So I do have a couple of videos I want to show you. One is to show you how I put together that pocket. I'm going to go ahead and insert that right now. Okay, here's one that I already did. Now, I don't think I'll need to go over to the sewing machine to show this to you. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You take the top of the pocket and turn it under. This fabric is really hard to make a crease because it's so heavy, but you turn it under, and there's your zipper. Now this zipper is going to go over on the my right side, so the zipper pull is going to be in the middle, you know, where it opens. And so I'm going to have the zipper pull on this side, and you just take this after it's folded under, and you lay it on top of the zipper. And using a zipper foot, you just sew close to the teeth. And then you take the top piece, which you have pressed under, and you sew it on the top of the zipper like this with a zipper foot, and you just, after you pin it on, then close to the teeth. And then you end up with this. The next thing they want you to do, and this to me I find to be the most difficult, is the folding it under, because this is really a heavy fabric. And so, I don't know if you can tell, I've already pressed it. You can kind of see the lines there. And doing a miter corner on this heavy of fabric is not easy. What I would do, I've got it folded, and there's a line there. I would just take that piece and kind of fold it down like that, and then you fold it down over like that, and then you will end up with a miter corner. It won't be very neat. I don't think it'll be very neat for me, only because the fabric is just so heavy. But once you get the miter, then you will actually place them on either side of the front of the vest, and of course sew all the way around. Of course, there's two parts of it. So this one you'll sew here, here, and across, and then this one here, here, and across. You won't go over. And of course, these will be folded down like so. And that's how you make the pockets. As you can see, the pocket's not that hard to put together. It's just getting it straight. And then folding under the sides can be a little tricky because of the thickness of this fabric. I was able to miter the corners. That wasn't easy to do because they're so thick, but I think the pocket came out really nice. And after I had such a perfect pocket and the other one was such a dud, I decided I think it looks okay with just one pocket. Also, on the separating zipper, I'm going to show you a little video I did when I pinned that on. I didn't show you, and I explained that I didn't go over to the machine because it was just so self-explanatory that you pin it down and just sew it. But let me go ahead and insert that little video I did of the separating zipper. As you can see, I have the collar on. And then they want you to turn in on the seam allowance. As I mentioned before, this doesn't really hold a crease, so that's why I still have the pins in it. But I turn it under at the seam allowance, like so. And then for the zipper, they want you to take your zipper, and you see right here, I just clipped it on. You turn this part under, and then what you do is you're just going to, kind of like when I did the pocket, I will be pinning this on right next to the teeth. You can see that right next to the teeth. And I'll just pin it all the way down like so. And then what I'll do, use the zipper foot again. Using the zipper foot, I will just sew, I will just stitch right here, right along here. And I'll be pinning that in place, and then just using the zipper foot, then I'll sew all the way down till I get down to the end, like so. And then, of course, I'll do that to the other side. As I said before, I didn't really see a reason to take it over to the sewing machine because it's pretty self-explanatory that I pin it in place, use a zipper foot, and just sew right along the edge, right, and have it right next to the teeth, like so. Pretty simple, I think. And then when I'm done doing that side, of course, on the other side, we'll go over here, and you'll do the same thing over here. I would like to have used a navy zipper, but they didn't have the size I wanted in the 24-inch. They had the navy in the 6-inch, but I didn't want to, have two different colors, so I just went ahead and put the black, and the black's fine. The black's fine. So that's what it's going to look like when I'm done. So it's not hard. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, have you done separating zippers? You see how easy it was? Yeah, you just sew down one side and sew up the other, and yeah, it came out really, really nice. I'm going to go ahead and put this on for you. I am going to put a better picture of me wearing it, as well as the other makes that I made. Let me go ahead and put it on. I'm going to have to step aside a little bit. Okay, let me get the collar up. Let me get my hair out of the way. I need a haircut. So there it is. Let me get up. You just zip it up. Now you can wear it zipped all the way up. If it's cold out, keep your neck nice and warm. Let me turn around for you. Or you can unzip it a little bit and kind of turn the collar down. Like so. And wear it like that. What do you think? You think I'm a vest person? I decided to wear a long sleeve top with it. It's cold here. This weather in Ohio, it's only in the 60s today. You'll have one day when it's up in the 70s and the upper 70s, and you're running around wearing shorts and short sleeves, and it's been cold. So it's actually kind of vest weather. But yeah, do you think it looks okay just leaving the one pocket? I like it. So anyway, I thought it came out really nice. So let's talk about the other things I made. I have a list so I remember what I made. As I said, I can show you 4 of them, one I have on, and the other 3, and 2 of them they're at the granddaughter's house. My first spin brought up a knit, the long sleeve knit. And I will go ahead and in the description box, I'm going to go ahead and put the patterns I used for each make. And I'm also going to put a link to all the other videos. So that was the knit. One thing I'm not crazy about, I think the front was a little bit too high. I think make it again. I think I will lower the front a little bit. I don't like stuff right up on my neck, and I thought that was a little bit too high for me. But it's a nice top. So that was spin number 1. Okay, I'm gonna hang it over here. Spin number 2 was that black rib knit, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. And what I did was I used 2 different patterns, one for the top, and so I had a knit top, and then I had another pattern I used for the skirt. And I'll pop up a picture of the pattern that I used, and I'll do that for all of them. I'll pop up the pattern envelope, and at the end, when I do all the makes, you'll be able to see the 7-year-old wearing the dress. I was pretty tickled with that dress, and besides that, last Saturday, my oldest granddaughter, Claire, she graduated from high school, and at the graduation ceremony, this little one showed up in that dress I made. So it always makes you feel good when you make your kids something and they wear it. You hate for them to hang it in the closet and you never see it again, but she was wearing that dress and she looked so cute in it. Then the next thing I made was that corduroy. And that was the 11-year-old granddaughter. And I will pop up the pattern I used. And then I said at the end, we'll have a little fashion show of all the makes. And she wore that to church one day. One day it got cold and it looks really cute on her. Then the fourth thing I made was the cotton floral, and I made a dress with it. And there's the dress. It's got a little tie on the front. It's got the kind of pleats up here. I thought it came out really cute. I really like it. And then last one recently was that plaid top with a really cool collar. Little box pleat on the back. Isn't that? I really love this top. I'm waiting for it to get warmer so I can wear it because it's sleeveless. I suppose if I had something long sleeve I could wear under it, but I'll wait till it gets a little warmer and I'll wear it. And so that was that one. And that was number 5, and this is number 6. So what do you think about these makes? Wait till you see the little parade at the end, my little fashion show, and you can see all 6 makes. But I don't think there were any that I wasn't pleased with. And actually, this came out better than I thought it would. When people said to make a vest, I'm thinking, I don't know, I don't usually wear a vest. But you know what? I actually like this. It's very soft and it's very warm. You know, it is. And I think it actually looks good with this top. This is one of those Love Notions tee that I made, and I kind of like it. I think it kind of looks good together. Yeah. So, as I said, I went ahead and did a zipper pull, but the zipper pull that I put on here, I thought it looked kind of weird. So, but I do like this. Look at that. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Fabric Wheel of Fate. I'll probably do another, maybe end of June and July. I'm not sure, whenever I decide to grab some fabric and give it another try. Make sure you watch Carol. She's doing something different this time. She actually bought some things from a thrift shop, or a charity shop as she calls it, and she's taken them and changing them around. She's altering them. She's making something new and better out of them. So, and I will put in the description box the other people who are also doing the Fabric Wheel of Fate in one way or another. So, well, if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. Give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Y'all take care. God bless. Goodbye.